have no recorded intro tonight, so instead I'm going to just talk to you in a old school way. Yes. How's it going, everybody? I'm Kellen Nitro. Welcome to Nitro Maniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited, and we're all set up and rolling in the Nitro Maniac TV Unlimited virtual studio. And welcome to the Ketchup. Yes, where we catch up on all things WWE and pro wrestling that we may have missed. Of course, bringing in my co-host, the co-host with the most. It's Mr. TL. And he brought the ketchup.
We brought to you by Ketchup. Heinz tomato ketchup. 57 varieties.
How are you doing, sir?
I am oddly tired because my brain remembers that the clock went backwards.
Yes.
And so it's really an hour later than it should be, which means I should be sleeping.
It's technically close to 10 o'clock Mountain as we jump on air with everybody here tonight. Of course, if you got any questions about this is as current as it gets pro wrestling pod stream, I guess. So if you got any questions about WWE, AEW, whatever, hit us up in the comments wherever you're watching. You're watching on YouTube, of course. You're also watching on Facebook via the Nitro Maniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited Facebook page, the old freakinitro.com Facebook page as well, and Instagram as well, which we're trying out as well. So you're streaming it through the Kellen Nitro Instagram at the moment. So if anybody's up and at them, you can check it out. And of course, if you're watching this on the video on demand, welcome. We're glad to be going with you in your pocket or your car or wherever. Just maybe keep your eyes on the road.
The car, the office, the gym, the headphones, the speakers, wherever you at, you hearing me sing. Oh my God, I'm delirious right now.
Oh my goodness. So, well, we can officially change the backdrop. There, we're very ketchup-y.
I'm getting Kane vibes.
What was the better Kane theme? I think the Finger 11 theme was tops.
That
was the one off of Forcible Entry.
That is so tough.
I know.
Because I like Kane with a mask.
Yes.
Unmasked Kane got the Finger 11.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But Unmasked Kane was a badass. Like he was the ultimate heel Kane.
Oh, they made him weird.
Eventually they made him weird, yes. Like 2014 Corporate Kane, this is strange. Whatever. But I meant like 2003, 2004, like right leading into that WrestleMania 20 match with Undertaker.
Remember he opened a WrestleMania tag teaming against like Carlito?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like Masked Kane lost all of his scariness at that point.
Yeah.
Unmasked Kane, sorry.
Unmasked Kane, yeah. But like I said, from 03 to from Survivor Series 03 to about 04.
I tell you what. With a capital H.
Okay.
We got a lot to catch up on.
Yes.
So I don't know if we should give any more time to Mr. Glenn Jacobs.
And currently right now, you don't want to give any time to Mr. Glenn Jacobs at all. So
hey, believe what you believe, but I can't vote because I'm not in that country.
Yeah, neither am I. But anyway, if you are, it's Tuesday, get out there and vote.
Get out there and vote, you bastards.
Just have your say either way at this point. Just get it over with.
And have it your way at Burger King, specializing with Heinz tomato ketchup. All right, now.
All right, enough ketchup reference. Well, no, this whole thing is going to be a ketchup reference. So the idea of this pod stream was, I should say it was your idea first. So let me try to explain it, and you can fill in the fine lines, if you will. We missed out on a lot of stuff during the summer and into the early fall here, partly because of work commitments. It was holidays, it was summer, you name it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want me to fill in for this part?
Go for it. I thought you were.
Ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages, we have lives. We have lives to live.
Thank you.
And the summer, a lot of life happens, especially up here in the cold north, where the summers are quite warm. And people like to get out and do a lot of things. Barbecues, backyard parties, events. Things to
basically,
go and see.
basically, basically shoot my entire back catalog for the Drag Files channel during the summer.
Exactly. We ain't got time to hunker down in the house and watch wrestling.
Yeah,
We got the cold and the dark months to do that, starting as of right now that we're in November.
basically, yes.
We'll be hunkered down all the way till about March, maybe April.
Mm-hmm. And this is also in lieu of a Crown Jewel recap live stream. Neither of us have seen Crown Jewel. Neither
I
of
did.
us will probably. Did you?
I did.
Oh, you did watch it. Okay. I did not.
Hey, I'll sum it up like this. It's a house
Okay.
show that they televise and put billions of dollars into, but you don't need to see it. Nothing really happens.
And apparently Cody Rhodes and Liv Morgan have 2 new big belts.
And they'll never wear them on TV.
Ah, okay. So it was like a one night only trophy type thing.
It's like winning the biggest Royal Rumble ever in Saudi Arabia. It counts for nothing.
And they've set up War Games potentially, or at least we know who the players might be in War Games.
Yeah, they're leading towards that. But you did not need to watch it.
No.
Maybe for a couple good matches. Otherwise, you don't need to see it.
What were the 2 matches on the card that stood out to you that you would watch?
The opener, which is the Bloodline versus Bloodline.
Okay.
Maybe 3 matches. The one with, of course, Cody and Gunther was actually a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Champion versus champion, but again, the belt they're fighting for is useless. And I think it was a 3-way match between Andrade, LA Knight, and Carmelo Hayes? Anthony?
Carmelo Hayes?
Hayes. Anthony's a basketball player. There we go. Yeah, Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes. Yep.
And that was a good match too. So yeah, he had some, 3 out of 5. Not bad.
Cool. Yeah. Right on. I saw a couple of spots from the Cody Gunther match. I saw the one where Cody was loading up with the bionic elbow and Gunther just chopped the living soul out of his body. I had to laugh at that. That was funny. So
yeah. Again, I don't know if I'd recommend it to anybody, but it's like if you ever want to see what a really good house show looks like, just watch that event. Otherwise, you can skip it.
That's for sure. Cool. So it's basically like the Super Showdown that they had in Australia a couple of years ago, and that ilk, right? So.
Sort of, but not the Elimination Chamber. That actually had some ramifications in Australia.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
But not this one. This one is whatever.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But that is part of the catch up as we go all the way back to late spring, so we can do some catch up on the things we missed.
So I'm taking a look at our video thing, and before our Bad Blood pay-per-view recap that we did, that you can go check out on the channel, we had our last live show was Money in the Bank in Toronto. We did a recap for that.
Okay,
good. So basically we can jump off from Money in the Bank, go to SummerSlam, which of course was a big one. And then from SummerSlam, we can talk, what was it? Bash in Berlin was after that, or Clash at the Castle?
I think it was Berlin.
Yeah. Yeah, so we could talk about that and that stuff. So let me just dial up the WWE SummerSlam card for this year. And that will... Because I remember Rhea and Liv opened the show.
This is going to be fun because you can go through all the matches. I'm going to be like, do I even remember what happened?
Yes. Yeah. No. And do I even remember what happened too? So, because a lot of this was, by the way, a lot of this stuff I had I didn't take a sabbatical from social media at it, but I was busy with my other channel and my other gig and that stuff, that I was almost punch drunk when I was watching these things. I tried to make an attempt to watch them the same weekend that they would air, but I was so wiped that, I would get 45 minutes in and then be sleeping in the chair and then be like, oh, okay, got to rewind back, catch up, and then get another 2 hours in, then fall back asleep in the chair, And it wasn't because of the show itself. It wasn't the quality of the show. I was just dog tired. That's all it was.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that as you're looking up stuff right now. That's kind of like, listen, people got things to do in the summertime. We don't got time to put in hours to watch wrestling when we got things to do in the summer.
Yeah.
Family to see, friends to hang out with, places to go. It's hard to keep up with all this stuff in the summertime. And especially imagine people who got kids and they're out of school and they probably got vacation time and they're going to go travel somewhere maybe.
Yeah.
Or they're going to go on a road trip. We can't devote all this time to wrestling in the summer. Maybe that should be an off season. I don't know.
Ooh, there's an idea. And maybe just, SummerSlam is like big kickoff.
Yeah,
again to the fall
your
season.
return.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, I remember growing up where all we had was a television,
Mhm.
and we didn't get to go places and do stuff because we didn't have the money to do so, but we had money
Gotcha.
for cable. However, the wrestling summer is all we had
yes.
to
Yeah.
know how the time passes by until we have to go back to school.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's that side of it. But at
Yeah.
the same token, people should really get out and do stuff and not sit in front of the TV
Yes.
during the summer months.
Exactly. And I always spent my summers out at a racetrack somewhere and that stuff. So I was, as far away from wrestling as could imagine be possible or not, so for camping or anything like that. So, coming back to it, like I'd maybe catch up on what was happening on Raw or SmackDown the odd week if I could, but that was about it. So that's what I was doing, obviously. But I still have great runs with it and that stuff. I remember watching stuff in '98 and everything and so on and so forth. But anyway, SummerSlam 24. So this was the one in Cleveland. This was at the Cleveland Browns Stadium, which has the venue name of Cleveland Browns Stadium. The attendance
was Cleveland Brown Jr.
Attendance was 57,791 for it. This is a one-night show. This upcoming year, it's actually going to be a two-night show. The SummerSlam coming up, I think, in Detroit. It's in Detroit.
They want the money.
I can't remember, but it's a two-night show anyway, coming up in 25. And here was the card as it's projected on Wikipedia. So, of course, the opener was Liv Morgan defeating Rhea Ripley. And, of course, that was the Dirty Dominic Mysterio turn. That was 15:55 for the Women's World Championship. That was match number 1.
Okay, so all these months later, I remember the moment. I remember the turnover of Dom. That storyline is still running and still relevant.
Yes.
I don't remember the match whatsoever.
Really?
Not at all.
I remember the match itself, but it was, I don't remember the finish or anything like that. But I remember, I remember Dom costing Rhea the match and giving it to Liv. That was the
storyline wise. The memory, not the match.
Yeah. So I thought at the time it was a good opener. I'm sure if I watched it again, it'll probably be okay. That was an adequate to good opener. So
next
was the Intercontinental title, 540. Braun Breaker defeating Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship, kind of launching Braun Breaker's Intercontinental title run, because I think that was his first run with the IC belt? I believe so.
Yeah, I think that's his first belt on the main roster, and Sami Zayn gets a break after this.
That's right.
Next.
For a little bit. We'll get back to Sami Zayn in a little bit. There's a little bit of a break, but not a huge one. Next one was the United States Championship. This is a big one here. LA Knight defeating Logan Paul. Logan Paul had the U.S. title at the time. This was 12 minutes. We have not seen Logan Paul since. He has been on sabbatical because I think he got hurt pretty badly in that match. Had like a oblique strain or something like that.
Yeah, he missed out on the Saudi money because he was not there at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, he was not booked for anything for Crown Jewel, which I thought, okay, maybe he might be coming back for. But yeah, no, he was not booked at all. So
that is a big payday to miss.
Probably Rumble for him is what I'm hearing. So he'll come back as a surprise entrant during the men's Rumble.
Makes sense. I don't remember the match. Next.
I just remember LA Knight getting the win. So
yep.
That's that. So whatever. And Machine Gun Kelly, I guess, was the prime bottle in that match. So that's what it was. So next one. Yeah. Women's Championship in 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Nia Jax defeating Bayley by pinfall. This is Nia Jax. This is her title shot that she got from winning Queen of the Ring, the first Saudi show of the year, the King and Queen of the Ring.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so
I didn't realize
this is why Nia Jax is champion now. So
yeah, okay, I guess that's still relevant. I totally forgot that they do 2 of those a year, Saudi shows. It feels like they only do 1, but it's 2.
No, it's 2. 1 in the spring, 1 in the fall.
There's $500 million and the other $500 million. All right. I don't remember it except for the bonsai drop that killed Bayley with a squish.
Yes.
Next
one you might remember, Drew McIntyre defeating CM Punk by pinfall. This was the match where Seth freaking Rollins was the special guest referee. This one went 17 minutes.
Oh, I fell asleep during this match. Next.
And you're a CM Punk fan. That's interesting.
I am a CM Punk fan, and yet I was so tired. I was just watching this like after a night of I don't know what.
Yeah.
And I watched it. It was like summer.
There we go. 16 minutes and 40 was the next leg for this one. This was Gunther defeating Damian Priest by technical submission for the World Heavyweight Championship. That was the match that launched Gunther on his current title run right now with the World Heavyweight title on Raw.
And slowed Damian to a crawl.
Yes. Damian arguably has not been at the same level since.
Arguably, there's no argument.
Unarguably.
Definitively,
yes.
Next.
He kind of popped out of a frozen freeze frame there. It freaked me out. I was like, what are you doing? And then the main event was the Bloodline Rules match for the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes defeating Solo Sikoa by pinfall, 29 minutes, 10 seconds. There we go. And I think this was the one where Roman came back.
Yeah, that's right. Roman came back, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, a good pop. So that was it. So that was SummerSlam, basically in like the messiest 10-minute recap ever.
I call it concise.
Yeah, concise, whatever. Looking back at it, I thought it was probably a really good show at the time, but you look back at it after a few months and you're like still struggling to figure out what happened where and everything. So I don't know if it will necessarily last or last.
Sounds like a 6.5 out of 10 for me.
Okay, I'll give it probably a 6. So there we go with that. So
I gave it a higher mark than you, and you thought it was good.
Yes.
Huh? Oh God. Your scaling is starting to go into melt your territory where it's not making any sense.
Yes. So okay, so from that we'll go to the end of the month, August 31st, 2024. To the city that was called Berlin, Germany, or that is called Berlin, Germany, I should say. It was called that back then. Guess what? No, just kidding. Berlin is still Berlin.
They blew it up.
No.
Damn you. Damn you all to hell. Anyway,
they were going to call it Beer House or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, excuse me, a little bubbly. The venue was the Uber Arena in front of an attendance of 13,149. And this was the Bash in Berlin that we're at now. And so a 5-match card.
Yeah.
The opening contest for the undisputed WWE title. Cody Rhodes defeating Kevin Owens by pinfall in 23 minutes and 16 seconds. If you remember the storyline, it was basically Cody named Kevin number 1 contender. Kevin didn't want to wrestle Cody because he thought Cody was a friend of his and was very reluctant to have the title shot. And then he finally relented and said, okay, well, I'm going to bring it. I'm not responsible for what happens to you. And Cody's like, yeah, bring it. And then they wrestled. So
yeah, I was in the Uber.
In the Uber Arena.
Yeah.
I
don't remember this.
So I remember it better than you do. Okay.
Probably.
The second match was for the Women's Tag Team Championship. This was So we had Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defeating the Unholy Union of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, sorry. For the Women's Tag Team Championship 1202, basically giving Bianca and Jade a title run.
Yeah.
Because, and they're still teasing it to this day, the potential Jade versus Bianca singles match. I'm thinking that that's probably shortlisted for WrestleMania at this point. But I'm like, man, is this like pulling teeth every time you see them on TV though now?
What do you mean?
It's the same thing. You're almost like, okay, turn on her already. Somebody turn on somebody.
No, you see that? That's that new age wrestling mentality of everything you do it now. Once it happens, you're not going to like it. I enjoy seeing them together as a tag team. I really do.
You're probably right.
And I like that the longer they drag this out and the more friendship that they build, the better it's going to be when they turn on each other. So let this play out.
So you're saying let it cook?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, let it cook.
I'm willing to let it cook.
And I mean, it could take years, but the longer you let this thing simmer, the better it's going to be. Also, the better that Cargill's going to be in the ring when it does happen if you take it longer. You
Mm.
do. She's still green.
Mm.
I ain't talking about no Chelsea, but she green.
Yes. Next match on this card was CM Punk defeating Drew McIntyre in a strap match in 19 minutes and 15 seconds. I remember this one. I remember this one being, a very, very good match, but it felt like they were building up to something, in which they did out of Bad Blood. The Bad Blood Hell in a Cell match, we touched on it in our review, is basically the perfect capstone to that rivalry.
Yeah, that's right. This strap match I actually do remember. I remember it being a good match, but at the same time, the way that CM Punk won the match, it was like, well, that's not definitive.
Yeah.
That's not how you end a rivalry. So they're going to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. And they did.
Yeah. And so that, okay. So I remember that one correctly.
They did.
Next.
So next one then was the Terror Twins, Priest and Rhea Ripley, defeating the Judgment Day team of Dirty Dom Mysterio and Liv Morgan by pinfall. Mixed tag team match, 14 minutes, 20 seconds. Again, this was off of the backs of the SummerSlam betrayal of Dom and the after effects of this. While this feud still ongoing to this day.
Next.
In current WWE. And in the main event, the singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther defeating Randy Orton by technical submission in 34 minutes and 28 seconds. Had Randy Orton won the championship, he would have been transferred to Raw, and Gunther would have been transferred to SmackDown, was the stipulation in this.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't.
It did not happen. No. And I did not think it was going to happen now.
Oh, okay. Here's the only thing I remember from this now. Berlin was a pretty good crowd, but they were nowhere near as good as France.
No, Lyon, France, where Backlash was, you can go back and check out the review for that. That's on the channel. Was phenomenal. And
that was event of the year.
That probably the way it's shaping up right now. So Vancouver's going to have to blow the roof off of frickin' General Motors. Well, I still call it General Motors Place. Sorry, Rogers Arena in Vancouver for Survivor Series to make it, worthwhile. And the thing is, I don't know what the match is, what they got booked yet. Obviously, Crown Jewel was yesterday in real time as we record this.
All we know is it's going to be War Games.
Yeah, we know that there's going to be a men's Bloodline War Games between old Bloodline versus new Bloodline. We don't know about the women's side. There's talk of a women's War Games. We don't know what it's going to be. We don't know what the undercard's going to be for this either. So,
yeah, and I don't like Vancouver as a wrestling town. I feel like they're a very dreary whatever. They're not as hot as Toronto, Edmonton, Montreal, Calgary. No, they're like the bottom of the Canadian cities for cities that you can hold a big event in.
Do we dare touch on NXT events, or do we care?
No.
No. Okay. I am moving on then. That brings us up to Bad Blood. So that's we did it. We're caught up on WWE because Halloween Havoc was the next one for WWE, and then Crown Jewel. For those who I'll run through the card here. So the Bloodline, or the new Bloodline, whatever. Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga with Tonga Loa defeating Roman Reigns and the Usos in a 6-man tag match in 60 minutes and 35 seconds. The first one, and you said that one's worth watching, so maybe I'll check that out later. We'll see.
You want me to give commentary on it or no?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Just a quick thing was that at the end of it, everyone had kind of ganged up around Jey Uso. They put a chair over his neck like they were gonna do that Samoan butt to the face in the corner thing with a chair in his neck. And Sami Zayn came out and saved him.
Okay.
And then the old Bloodline, they had what's his face? Solo Sikoa in the middle of the ring, and they were four surrounding them like sharks. But he jumped out of the way as Roman Reigns went for the spear, but Sami Zayn went for a not a Yakuza kick. What is it called? Haluva kick. And he ended up kicking Roman instead. So there I was like, ooh, did he mean to do that? Did he not mean to do that? Is he going to be part of the War Games? Is he not going to be part of the War Games? Whose side is he on? We don't even know anymore. And that was the end of that match.
For those late coming onto the stream right now, welcome to the Ketchup, featuring myself, Kellen Nitro, and Mr. TL. And it is, our catch-up show on stuff we may have missed during the summer in the world of wrestling. And we're just going to because we were kind of sort of paying attention. We just weren't doing shows during that time. So everybody is asked for opinions and stuff like that. So we figured we got an hour, we'll give it to you. So there we go.
Yeah.
Much like X used to give it to you, but now they're not. We're not on X anymore. You have to pay to be on X. That's another change. That sucks.
That man ruined that company.
I know, right? Fatal 4-way tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship was up next. So
decent match, Skip.
Yeah. So anyway, it was Belair and Cargill retaining over Damage Control, Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson, and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven by pinfall. And you said it was a decent match. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Seth freaking Rollins defeating Bronson Reed by pinfall in 12 minutes and 20 seconds. So they blew that off because they were building it heavy on Raw the past few weeks.
Yeah, it took 3 curb stomps to take him down.
No, okay.
So he's still a monster, but Seth got the win.
Yeah. So
next.
In the first inaugural Women's Crown Jewel Championship match, Liv Morgan, the Raw World Champion, defeated Nia Jax, the SmackDown WWE Women's Champion, by pinfall, 8 minutes and 15 seconds. I heard there was a failed cash-in attempt by Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah. Tiffany tried to cash in. Somebody came out. Something with Raquel Rodriguez. It was just a mess of who cares.
A schmoz.
Yeah, schmoz.
It was a schmozzle. Okay, fair enough. Wikipedia. Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton never officially started. It was ruled a no contest.
It's exactly what happened. They never got it in the ring. They never got it in the ring, and when they did, they didn't ring the bell.
So did they just fight?
Yeah, they just fought off, and then they went through a table, and that's how the segment ended, with both of them through a table.
Boo.
Yeah, it was dumb. It was so dumb.
Boo. I would be booing.
What's his name got RKO'd out of it? Not Pierce Morgan.
Oh, Adam Pearce.
Adam Pearce, yeah.
The bald guy, yes.
God, I am mixing up people left, right, and center.
It's late. Well, it's, our body
clock. It's later than it's supposed to be. Damn you, daylight savings.
Our body clock say it's 10:20 Mountain, but it's actually
it feels like it.
Yes, exactly. So
next.
For sure. Well, I got to. Oh, no, I lost. Okay,
we got months to
I lost the window. Well, we're almost caught up on WWE, but now it's like, okay, we got still the other side to go through, which is going to be fun. LA Knight defeats Andrade and Carmelo Hayes by pinfall. It was a triple threat match for the WWE United States Championship, 9 minutes 10 seconds. Anything
good match. Go watch.
Okay, good match. Go watch. And then the other inaugural Crown Jewel Championship, we've got Cody Rhodes, SmackDown's undisputed WWE champion, defeating Gunther, Raw's World Heavyweight Champion, by pinfall in 23 minutes.
Good match. Go watch.
So Cody must pose. That's what I'm getting the feeling with the end there.
Yeah. Handshake and a pose, and here comes Triple H, and here comes a whole bunch of people, and he'll give him a big belt, and there comes Liv Morgan, and they're gonna hold up the belts at the same time with the fireworks. Ah! That's the end of that.
And so what's set up? There's not even a. They've got one match set up on the Wikipedia right now for Survivor Series upcoming, and it's like we said, the War Games, potential War Games fake Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, and the Usos versus the New Bloodline, Solo, Tama, Tonga, Jacob Fatu. They got Hikuleo in as the third member here. I'm not sure about that. We'll see what happens. Basically, he is the youngest Tongan.
Okay.
Wrestled in New Japan. He has not been revealed yet to WWE.
What did you call him? Hikuleo?
Hikuleo. Yeah.
It's a dumb name.
So again, they have that down as that. We'll see what happens. I think Raw this week was a pre-taped one from Saudi still. I think they just did their TV over there too. So
he should be Jason Fatu.
Jacob.
Think of the naming system. You've got Jimmy, Jay, Jacob. So next has to be like Jason or Jeremy.
Yes,
Jeremiah.
Don't forget, he's the youngest Tongan, so he's one of Haku's kids. So he could be like Jason Haku. Jason Ming?
Jason Tonga.
Jason Tonga. Sure. All right. Fair enough. I think we're caught up on WWE right now. Everything's trending, of course, to this Bloodline versus New Bloodline thing. And then is Tiffy going to cash in her Money in the Bank, and what's going to happen when that happens? Is another, how long is Cody going to hold on to the belt for? Probably to Mania, or it's either going to be a rematch with Roman or a one-on-one with The Rock. We'll see.
Forever.
Yes, and indubitably. So
he should hold it longer than Hogan did.
Yes. Do we dare tackle the abomination that is All Elite Wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay. 2024 PPVs. Sure.
And for this, we should give star ratings.
Oh, okay. Sure. So, the preface with this, with the All Elite stuff, is I do see the shows. I do get a chance to check these out. And yeah, I guess we'll start with the first one this year, and we'll take it up to current day. So there is 2, 4, 6, 7 shows.
Oh my Lord.
And I think that should probably do that. So we'll start with Revolution. Revolution was on March 3rd, 2024 at the Greensboro Coliseum, 16,878. The tagline, Sting's last match, which it was. So we won't worry about the pre-show because nobody cares about that. We'll go right to, although that's the last time we saw Julia Hart and Sky Blue on a pay-per-view. It was in the pre-show. That's weird. Anyway, so weird. Sorry, it's an observation. That's it. I'm just whatever.
Because we got 7 to go through. Just give me some matches and some times.
Opening contest was Christian Cage with Kill Switch, Nick Wayne and Mother Wayne defeating Daniel Garcia by a pinfall. This was for the AEW TNT Championship at the time. Runtime was 16 minutes and 50 seconds.
Next.
We had Eddie Kingston defeating Bryan Danielson by pinfall. This was a single match for the Continental Crown Championship. So this was the Triple Crown that AEW was trying to push everybody at the earlier part of the year, of the Continental title, which is their mid-card title, the ROH World Championship, which is their developmental top belt, and the NJPW Strong Openweight Championship, which NJPW Strong is the North American wing of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Next.
There's a lot of belts in that. I mean,
Zero has so many belts. It's pathetic.
All-Star Scramble was up next. The winner received a future World Championship match, AEW World Championship match. Wardlow defeating Chris Jericho, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, Hook, Brian Cage, Magnus, and Dante Martin by pinfall, 15:45. And no, the Magnus was not Nick Aldis, everybody. It was a different Magnus. I think this was a CMLL Magnus. So a Lucha Magnus.
Next.
Roderick Strong defeated Orange Cassidy by pinfall. Singles match for the AEW International Championship, 12:45.
Oh God. Next.
The Blackpool Combat Club. So John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli defeated FTR, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler by technical submission. Tag team match. That one was 21 minutes and 50 seconds.
Next.
Timeless Tony Storm, who was the champion at the time, defeated Deonna Purrazzo by pinfall. I actually remember this one. This was 12:15. This was the tattoo feud. They were feuding with each other because they were friends and they had the same tattoo on their ankle.
What the fuck? Next.
I know, it's AEW. What? Will Ospreay defeated Konosuke Takeshita by pinfall. Singles match, 22 minutes.
Nobody sells anything. Next.
And they're building up Ospreay there, so that's what that was. Samoa Joe, the champion for the AEW World Championship at the time, defeated Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland by submission, 19 minutes, 40 seconds.
It's useless because we haven't seen Samoa Joe in a long time now, and he doesn't have the belt.
Yeah, the last time we saw Samoa Joe was the finals of the Owen Hart in July.
Good Lord, that's a long
time. He got taken out by Chris Jericho. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Jeez. Sting
and Darby Allin defeated the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, 21 minutes and 3 seconds on Wednesday. Sting came back and just retired the belt, or said, I'm retired, and he handed over the belt along with Darby Allin. So that basically vacated the Tag Team Championships for a bit in AEW.
His kids came out dressed as different versions of him. They went
Yeah.
through plate glass, which hurt some people in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fucking mess.
Mm-hmm. So next one was Dynasty. This was
God.
This is at the Javits Arena in St. Louis. Here's the attendance for this one. We're not in the big crowd territory anymore, Mr. TL. Only 6,619 people.
All right, lower bowl sellout.
The Javits Arena is a 10,600 seat multi-purpose arena in St. Louis, Missouri, located on the St. Louis University campus. So,
wow,
I know. So half of the building, literally half the building,
half of the non-major building.
Yeah. Won't worry about the pre-show. Nothing happens there. Okay. Kazuchika Okada defeating Pac by pinfall. This was a singles match for the AEW Continental Championship. And Okada was fresh in the company at that point. 21 minutes.
Okada is overrated.
Seconds. Ooh. Okay.
He's overrated. He's not as good.
That's a debate for another time.
Okay.
But
I'll debate anybody on that.
Okay.
He's so overrated. I don't see anything special about this guy.
To me, it's like saying Sidney Crosby's overrated, but anyway.
He's not Sidney Crosby. This is what I'm talking about. Him and Kenny Omega ain't shit. They don't sell anything. He has no personality in the ring. He's not impressive looking. What about this guy is impressive?
Like I said, that's
good.
That's for another time. That's for another time and another place.
No. Let's have a little bit right now because we just run through these things.
Okay.
What is so impressive about Okada? When you look at him on TV, let's compare him directly to one of his national friends here, like Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay.
Who is electric when you watch him. He's interesting. He's dynamic. You can't take your eyes off of him. You're glued to whatever he does.
Yeah, well, Nakamura is a spectacle, yeah.
So what is Okada?
He's a spectacle as well.
In what way?
If you're a fan of super tight, athletic, technical
horseshit
and stuff, and
what's so tight about his wrestling? He doesn't lay in anything. Those little floppy arms. Ooh, I'm not gonna punch you. I'm gonna do this to you. The hell is that?
That's strong. That's strong style. That's Japanese
strong style is to lay it in. He don't lay in a goddamn thing. What does he lay in?
I was going to say the clothesline, but no.
Is he Gunther?
No.
And his finisher is a ripcord clothesline. The amount of shit that they do in AEW to try and get a pin, and that's a finisher. He's not JBL. He's not a massive Texan where a clothesline is going to actually hurt. What about a ripcord clothesline is going to hurt from a guy who's probably the size of Finn Balor?
I'm not sure about their body types or anything like that. I think Okada might be a little taller than Balor. I'm not sure, but they're probably in the same weight class. Maybe I don't know. Strange, but yeah, okay, I can see that side of the argument. But just I've been I've never walked away from an Okada match feeling underwhelmed.
How about this one?
This one here,
him and Pac.
Him and Pac, the opener. Yeah, I remember this one being fairly good. I was that's good.
Y'all need to put a microscope on this Okada guy, and y'all need to realize that he's nothing special. He's what he should aim to be a Randy Orton, and he is miles away from it.
He's got Randy's drop kick.
Ooh.
Randy stopped doing a drop kick. Randy used to have a real nice drop kick.
Yeah, because he don't need to. He's a legend.
Yeah. All right.
He can do whatever he wants, and whatever he does is spectacular.
Yeah.
Whatever Okada does looks lazy.
Yeah, I almost wonder if that's just if that's the case, if it appears that way, if he's just he feels he's too brilliant for North America at this point.
If that's what he feels and that's what he's putting out on television, I'm not buying it.
I know that's the one thing, and if that's the case, because you watch his New Japan stuff from the mid 2010s and that stuff on, it was it was a guy that had that little hunger in his belly to be the best, right? So,
and he's not been anything of that sort of AEW from what I've seen.
Maybe he is like Crosby, but modern day Crosby, who's signed a contract now and is like, that's it.
You will not. You're gonna stop comparing this man to Sidney Crosby. It is a slap in the face to all Canadians and all people who watch hockey.
Okay. It is a front to my culture. Anyway, next match on this card. This is back to AEW Dynasty. The House of Black. So Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews defeating Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe by a pinfall. Trios match, 17 minutes and 45 seconds. This one I don't remember at all.
Much like Edge in AEW, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember this one at all. Other than I think this was because Copeland had that feud with Malachi Black at the time, so they were teasing it. But then I'm looking at this, is like, why is this not Copeland versus Malachi Black? I don't know, but that's okay. Weird. Like I said, don't remember anything about that one at all.
Nope.
So.
Wait a second. Is this before England?
This is way before England. So we're in April.
Oh God. Oh God.
You're the one who wanted this.
I'm not going to make it.
We were at the finish line with WWE. We were like, okay.
I didn't know we missed so much AEW. Oh God. All right, just keep going.
We had Will Nightingale with Stokely Hathaway defeating
Julia. God.
This was the House Rules match for the AEW TBS Championship. This was because the House of Black does like Ravens rules where there's no DQ in their matches, or they can change.
Stop explaining and just go to the next match.
Okay. Roderick Strong, the champion, defeated Riley by pinfall. Singles match for the AEW International Championship, 17 minutes and 20 seconds. So next,
I guess 17 minutes with who?
So Roderick Strong,
was
the international champion at the time. He defeated Kyle O'Reilly by pinfall.
Oh my God, Undisputed Era.
Yeah. So just a rehash of like NXT stuff from 5 years prior, something like that. Yeah.
Keep going.
Chris Jericho defeating Hook by a pinfall for the FTW Championship. 16 minutes, 45 seconds.
Why?
Well, they were building
that
Hook.
Old saggy tit man a win over a future prospect. Next.
Yes. Well, a lot of AEW fans are wondering why Chris Jericho is still on their TV. I'm one to kind of side with them right now. It's like, I'm not a fan of the Learning Tree character at all.
Just retire. He hasn't been good since he got to AEW.
It's this whole recent Learning Tree rebrand that's really made me turn on him to the point that I'm just like, I'm not interested.
No.
Anymore.
It's Jericho thinks he's brilliant, but really he sucks.
Yeah.
And he's been exposed.
Well, I think part of that was they had hired Jericho's writer from the feud that he had with Kevin Owens back in 2017 from WWE to write a lot of this stuff. But the problem is that stuff was hot and good in 2017. Under a 2024 audience, it didn't translate at all, and nobody got it. At least I didn't get it. So,
well, the whole thing was him and Kevin Owens were not the top of the card. It was just a joke. It was some mid-card fluff.
Yeah,
that they made entertaining. You're not supposed to run an entire show off of it. That's how you get him dancing with MJF and something debonair or whatever.
Yeah, the musical BS.
Ridiculous.
So.
Keep going.
Toni Storm, who was the women's champion at the time, defeated Thunder Rosa by pinfall. I remember this one being real slapdash put together like within like a week of this pay-per-view.
Yeah, way to treat Thunder Rosa, one of your actual good women's wrestlers.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
So next.
Will Ospreay defeating Bryan Danielson by pinfall. A singles match, 32 minutes and 40 seconds. Now, this one will probably show up on a lot of people's match of the year cards and that stuff at the end of the year. I'm just saying. That's what it's there. So it won't show up on it won't show up on mine. It won't show up on mine, but it will show up on a lot of people's.
Well, those people are stupid. Next.
Okay. The Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson
Oh,
defeated
fucking
FTR again.
hell.
This was a tournament final ladder match for the vacant AEW World Tag Team Championship, 21 minutes, 45 seconds. And then this one was notable because Samoa Joe, who was the champion walking into this, loses the title to Swerve Strickland in 18 minutes flat.
Next.
Which was a smart move.
Next.
Just screaming next. Just screaming next. What was next? Okay. Oh, yeah, Vegas. Mm-hmm. So this attendance was even down too for Double or Nothing on May 26, 2024. Their attendance at the MGM Grand Garden Arena was 9,000. What was the venue there for that one? Oh, way down. So the capacity for the MGM Grand Garden Arena is 17,000.
Yeah, it's a major arena.
5,000. Yes.
Pretty pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this card will show us why. Go ahead.
Okay, Will Ospreay defeated Roderick Strong for the AEW International Championship, 17 minutes and 40 seconds. They were putting a belt on Ospreay so he could walk into Wembley with something.
Stupid.
We had the Bang Bang Gang, the former Bullet Club Gold, Jay White, Austin Gunn, and Colton Gunn, defeating Death Triangle, so Pac, Penta El Zero Miedo, and Rey Fenix for the Unified World Trios Championship, 12 minutes and 20 seconds.
Next.
I'm not looking at you. I'm reading the thing. So whatever you're doing on camera is, I have no idea what you're doing. You could be flipping me off for all I know when that's it. So doesn't give you the right to do so, but there you go.
Well, I haven't done it.
Oh, I know. I trust you implicitly. Sure. Timeless Tony Storm, the champion, defeated Serena Deeb by pinfall. 15 minutes. AEW World's Women's Championship there. Orange Cassidy defeated Trent Beretta by pinfall, singles match, 13:55. That was the next one. Chris Jericho defeated Hook and Katsuyori Shibata for the FTW Rules Championship, 12:40. This is the start of the learning tree stuff that I was telling you about. The next match was John Moxley defeating Konosuke Takeshita in a IWGP World Heavyweight Championship Eliminator match. Had Takeshita won, he would have received the future IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match 1720. And that's right. I totally spaced that Moxley was IWGP champion at some point this year. So he was New Japan's champion for a good part of the summer. I forgot about that. Not that it matters, but this is an interesting little footnote.
I feel like I'm Stone Cold in the sharpshooter.
You're just bleeding.
I'm just bleeding right now. Hold on, I got a ketchup packet. I was going
to say you don't have the ketchup packet on your.
Yeah, I got a ketchup packet.
Adam Copeland defeated Malachi Black by referee stoppage. Barbed wire steel cage match for AEW TNT Championship. Had Copeland lost, he would have bent the knee and joined the House of Black 2020. So, 20 minutes, 20 seconds for that one. Mercedes Moné defeating Willow Nightingale with Stokely Hathaway and Chris Statlander in Willow's corner by that point by pinfall. Singles match for the AEW TBS Championship, 18 minutes. Swerve Strickland and just to get things clear to everybody, you huge Sasha Banks fan?
Yep.
Not a Mercedes Moné fan.
Not at all.
Okay.
That character is just terrible. And it is not Sasha Banks. You'd think it'd just be Sasha Banks with a different name. It really is a different character, and she's terrible.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Got a little bubbly in my throat. Singles match for the AEW World Championship, 24 minutes, 50 seconds. Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana defeating Christian Cage by pinfall. And then we had the Anarchy in the Arena match to close things off on that pay-per-view, 29 minutes and 55 seconds. The Elite, Matt Jackson, Nicholas Jackson, Okada, and Jack Perry defeating Team AEW, Bryan Danielson, Darby Allin, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Hardwood. Anarchy in the Arena for that one. I remember that one. That one was not as good as the past Anarchy in the Arena matches. So.
They're not good matches. They are slapstick comedy pieces of bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that one was not as good as the other ones.
But that's calling the other ones good when they're not. They're stupid.
Yeah. I mean,
No, I'm sorry. There's stupid things.
loading up there. Yeah.
God, how much more do we got left of AEW in their shithole?
Well, that's your call. So
Because I've
we've
got this
got
juicer, and I'm gonna put it in my eye and see if I can get to my brain juices.
so we're on Forbidden Door right now. That was AEW.
Okay, we're going in with the
NJPW.
juicer. I can't.
You're the one who wanted this. It said, "Oh,
I didn't know how bad it was."
So we have that one. We have All In. We have All Out, and then we have
God.
Wrestle Dream.
Can I tap out?
And Full Gear. Oh, well, Full Gear's coming up, I should say. Never mind. Wrestle Dream was the most recent ones. So, but it goes to show you the two different approaches both companies are taking right now. I'll put a capper on that for right now because I know you're endlessly suffering as it is. I don't want my co-host to suffer at all through.
I'm dying.
And we're 50 minutes in, but you get kind of the point here. So WWE between the time that we were off, let's say, the time we were off after Money in the Bank, so June, yeah, June, I think.
Yeah,
June till October ran 4 shows, 4 major shows, basically, that we recap.
Yep.
AEW ran 6.
Oh, Lord.
And we could only really, I could only think of maybe 1 or 2 matches that I would dare show anybody as of being quality. Like, Ospreay Danielson, I'll throw out there because people have been talking about it. For people to see, and that's that.
All I see is Bryan Danielson getting his ass beat every one of these matches and somehow pulling off a championship win at Wembley. How does that make any sense? Look how they're booking him.
Yep, exactly.
And then all of a sudden he just gets taken out of his own group with a plastic bag over his head. Yeah, as if that's friendly for everyone to watch.
For that, and that's his last full-time, in air quotes, full-time match appearance or full-time appearance on AEW TV. So yeah, it's no contest right now. It hasn't been a contest for a while, but it's been no contest. Man, it's definitely been no contest since TKO and Triple H has been put in charge of creative over there. Since they got rid of Vince, WWE's been complete 360, way better watchable TV. And case in point, I'll bring this up. We can discuss this too. Because we could harp on the rest of the pay-per-views all day and that stuff, but that was just that whole build-up was just to make that point there. I went to both live events in my city that AEW and WWE had put on. They were both live television broadcasts,
right,
with some television taping elements to them.
Yep.
Went to AEW Dynamite in the spring and went to WWE SmackDown in the fall.
Summer?
Okay, yes. Well, late-ish summer. It was the first week of September.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
That's that. So, in which you can see the recap of on the channel. It's on the channel. We were outside of the venue doing
that's right.
It was great.
Yeah.
AEW, their taping seemed unorganized. It seemed rushed at times. And then on top of it, they booked it at the time of year where the city's main tenant of the building that they were in was in a very tooth and nail playoff series with another city. And so after the taping, they say, "Oh, stick around for 2 more hours of Ring of Honor." Everybody just cleared up. That's it. They're going to go watch the game at that point.
Yep.
A
playoff game.
The game was at 8, and I think the AEW Dynamite thing was at 6. So you can watch the full Dynamite show like I did. But then I took off and went over to the watch party that was happening across the street for the hockey.
Right.
Because there was no way I was going to be able to get home to catch the first period of the game by the time that got out. So I figured, okay, well, I'll just jump in over here and watch the game. So
yeah, and it's like, do I want to watch ROH or my home city in the playoffs?
Yeah, exactly. I want to. It's done. Versus when WWE came to our home city here, did you get the feeling that show in any way felt rushed or hurried in any way, if there was any disorganization to it at all. I didn't.
No, it felt like a proper production.
Mm-hmm. And that was a lot. And the thing is, they could have mailed it in because it was their last night on Fox.
Correct.
It was okay. We're going to the USA next week. We got all new stuff. Let's whatever.
Yeah.
They didn't.
It was good.
They had a fairly solid show.
Yep.
Nothing overtly major happened. There was no major storyline beats or anything like that, but they're just some good matches.
And yet they still put on a good show.
Yep. It's a great show. And then at the end of it all, they have a couple of dark matches featuring people from the other brand, because we saw
great.
Because we saw Dominic Mysterio
against Kofi.
And Kofi. Yep. And Kofi getting a win, which popped the crowd.
And then Sammy and Braun Breaker.
Yep. An Intercontinental title street fight.
Yep.
Which, didn't have to do, but they did. So, yep. And that
wasn't a good look for AEW or for ROH, as people are like lining to get out of the building.
I faked, and then on top of that, that was the night where somebody drunk in the front row, I think, made sexually suggestive comments towards Sky Blue in the ring, and she got upset and fed up about it and that stuff, and there was a whole firestorm on social media about it and everything, and all the Ring of Honor and AEW fans are like, well, why do you go to Edmonton and blah blah blah.
Or you're a professional wrestler getting heckled by the crowd you're supposed to take care of.
There is that, yeah. I mean, there's that side of it. And also, hey, AEW, this guy's causing enough of a scene where you have to heavily edit that segment sound-wise.
Take him out.
You might want to take him out of the building. Yeah.
Escort him out of the building. Are you crazy?
It's your building. You can escort him out. I mean, just grab a couple people from the upper rows and put them ringside to fill those seats then. That's, if you're worried about the gap.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the state of things right now as I see it. I see, WWE is miles ahead. Not that they're doing anything spectacular.
They don't have to.
They don't have to at the moment.
They survived the whole summer without Roman Reigns.
They did.
And they whooped AEW's ass just because all they had to do was let AEW be AEW, and they were going to sink their own ship.
Yeah. I saw something online that maybe made a lot of sense, is that a lot of the fight and fire from AEW kind of left when Cody left.
Okay.
And it made sense. It makes a lot of sense.
I
have to try and reach out to a couple of people that are still following AEW rather closely and that stuff, and try to get them on the channel and just kind of maybe ask that to them and that stuff, and see if they see it that way as well. But I mean, it makes a lot of sense that when Cody left, a lot of the fire and a lot of the driven, it seemed like the driven direction of that company was gone.
But the driving direction of that company is Tony Khan. And Tony Khan is no better than Eric Bischoff, who gets people to talk in his ear and tell him what's good and what isn't.
Yeah.
Except instead of like a Nash and a Hogan, it's the friggin' Young Bucks.
Okay. I could kind of see that as the elite, in air quotes, is kind of the new age clique.
Yeah, yeah, completely. Except both are poisonous and both are cancerous.
Mm-hmm.
But one's more annoying.
However, they must be doing enough, because they recently renegotiated and they got, at least, I think it's like a 3 or 4 year extension on Warner for all the AEW television shows. So they're going to be on TBS and TNT and that stuff for, a few more years to come at least.
Okay. Again, TNT lost their basketball, which was a huge thing of their channel.
Yeah.
What else do they have on their channel that anybody goes there to watch? What else do they have on that channel that anybody goes there to watch?
I was gonna say, maybe in the northern states they watch hockey, but that's it. But that's the only notable other thing I could think of that they go.
That's what I'm saying. They don't have a hit TV show. They don't have anything
Not
that
anymore,
carries that channel.
Yeah.
So they get like a couple 100,000 people to watch AEW every now and then. Like, oh, okay, there's some programming, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, they got to show reruns from other networks in syndication.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they have Conan anymore to do late night for TBS.
No.
So
yeah, it's weaker than it's been. Yes, definitely. It's going to be very interesting though, seeing all of this, how this affects in January when WWE moves to Netflix.
That's going to be something.
Be very interesting to see what happens, because I'm hearing with WWE going to Netflix, I'm hearing all sorts of stuff like they're not going to have a set end time, so Monday Night Raw could be 4 freaking hours long if it wanted to be. I don't think it will be. I think we might get some Raws that might be a little bit shorter than 2 hours. We might get maybe we might get a 90-minute Raw once in a while.
That'd be all right.
That'd be okay. We might get like a 3-hour Raw once in a while.
That will not be okay.
Like once in a while. I don't think they'll go that route.
You'd be able to skip through it because it's Netflix. You just watch it the next day and skip through the parts you don't like.
I was going to say, yeah, it's like having it on the PVR, so you can just fast forward through it.
I like that part.
Yeah.
That's
right. That. The integration of the WWE Network on Netflix is going to be fun as well.
That'll be great.
That's going to lead into a whole new realm of people watching for infamous moments in wrestling history that were caught live, and to see if they edit them for Netflix or not.
Shockmaster.
Yeah, one thing. Psycho Sid's promo from the 96 Survivor Series, the live one. Where he
where he
says, "Can we go again?" And we're live.
We're live, pal. We're live. Yeah.
The infamous Monday Nitro Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. Which there were viral videos when the network first came out.
Yeah,
people were like, "Is this moment on there?" So they'd watch it and then they hear it, and it's like, "Ah!" it's like somebody scored a goal. What's going on?
You people.
I know. People. Yeah. So yeah. So and I just realized we completely abandoned the out of 10 rankings for all of the pay-per-views that we just went through.
Oh, I'm giving him zeros anyways. Who cares?
Oh, the AEW stuff, yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah.
we should go back to the WWE stuff at least and give them, give those shows a ranking out of 10, because that's kind of what we do anyway.
SummerSlam got a 6.5,
and I gave it a 6. Yes.
Yeah. Berlin gets a 6.
I'm going to agree with you there. Yeah, 6 sounds adequate. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the next one after that was where was my lineup here? Hang on, I'll go back and find us here. And okay, I'm on it. Just hang on. I'm rewinding back. You said Berlin was a 6, and then we're caught up. So Bad Blood, that's that. And then I'll let you give a ranking for Crown Jewel because I had not seen it.
5.5.
5.5. Okay. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. And that brings us to a Survivor Series, which will be end of the month.
Yay.
When exactly is that? WWE Survivor Series.
Yay.
Oh yeah, way at the end of the month. Saturday, November 30th, 2024. So like the last day of the month, basically.
Yep. There you go.
Almost in December.
Say it with me.
Yeah.
Yay.
Well, this was your show idea. So anything else you want to add before we click her off for tonight? Or
I can't believe I can't even get through the AEW events. It was just so much garbage.
Like pulling teeth for you.
It was. It was pulling teeth and being put in a sharpshooter while bleeding.
Did I talk about the newsworthy stuff from this week with you quickly?
Sure.
The releases from WWE.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So Baron Corbin, Tegan Nox, Indy Hartwell, all 3 of them released from WWE.
Indy Hartwell's a bit of a surprise because she's on TV.
She was on TV this past week on SmackDown. Now, it was a pre-tape SmackDown because they were flying over to there, but she was on TV a lot, and she was on X a lot because they were teasing a split between Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell over the WWE Women's Speed title.
Well, they split now.
I guess they're abandoning the Women's Speed division I guess, over on X,
Twitter X.
Twitter X. I've seen
Corbin,
one.
I'm happy because it's like we've tried it for years to give this guy a chance after chance.
Oh, Corbin? Yeah.
He's had so many chances. Like we just, you suck, man. We sorry, it's over.
Yeah, and Corbin went out on his social media basically saying that he's retired from pro wrestling now. So,
you know what? Good. This is an
he's
amicable split.
Yeah, he has a good run. That's it. I think
he didn't have a good run. He had a run that we had to live through, and it's over.
Okay,
and we're happy.
Yeah,
it was an unsuccessful run.
He had a run. It happened. So
yes, exactly. He's like Erwin R. Shyster. He had a run.
It happened.
It happened.
Yeah,
it's over.
And Tegan Knox heading back to the Indies. She's already started taking some independent dates. I guess in January is when it starts. So out of the three of them, I anticipate her making an appearance in AEW probably.
Oh Lord.
If not Impact, or sorry, TNA now, because
I don't even remember who Tegan Knox is.
Rainbow hair, kind of. They basically made her to be like a
you can't even describe her.
like a rainbow haired Captain Marvel, I guess.
A rainbow haired Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Because she liked the movie, I guess. So they're like, oh, you're Brie Larson now. Okay, right.
Was she ever in a faction that I remember?
The biggest thing she did was in NXT. She was Dakota Kai's tag team partner, and in that one War Games, Dakota turned on Tegan.
Okay, I think I remember that, kicking her inside of the cage.
Yeah,
inside of the cage.
Yeah, it was like the Rocker split, basically.
And she never recovered. She's the Janetti.
Yeah, she got Janetti'd.
Although I haven't seen Dakota Kai in a long time.
But that's because she's hurt.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
I guess the control has been damaged.
There's only 2 members of Damage Control that are left, and so it's Io and Kairi Sane going because Asuka's out too.
So wait, wouldn't they technically just be the Kabuki Warriors?
No, because Kabuki was Asuka and Kairi.
Oh, for God's sakes!
So you just have Damage Control now with Io Sky and Kairi Sane. That's it.
Oh God,
I know.
I like them, but I mean their faction was just a mess.
It's like they're suffering from the same thing the New Day is suffering from right now. Is that they didn't split them at the right time, and now it's like, okay, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Like now they're starting to tease the split between Kofi and Xavier, but it's like, well, if you would have done this 5 years ago, we would have cared more.
Yeah, but now we just don't give a shit.
Yeah, we don't care.
And neither of them can survive on their own anymore.
No.
Kofi can go ahead and retire because he's in his 40s now.
He'll retire. They'll give him the obligatory WWE Hall of Fame thing because of Kofi Mania.
And then, pretty much.
Yeah, that's it. And then Xavier go join Tyler Breeze and doing video game reviews.
Yeah, pretty much. He can ride off into the sunset. No one will miss him.
Yeah, for sure.
He could probably go to AEW and go flip around with his friends if he wants to.
The Return of Consequences Creed.
Oh, yeah, go back to TNA and do that in front of nobody. But yeah, those releases are maybe they're just leaving the company. I don't know, but I expected more.
Apparently, the TNA shows are more entertained than AEW shows, and they're in front of like a fraction of the crowd that AEW has, that's not a good sign if you're AEW. It's a great sign if you're TNA, but
yeah. AEW is a mess, and I just can't go through any more of these pay-per-views.
Yeah,
they're just terribly booked. Just hearing them makes me sad inside.
And it's you look at the matches, just the amount of matches on these things, like AEW pay-per-view, like legit, those ones that we read off, there's like 9 or 10 matches per pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Whereas the WWE ones, I was struggling to get past 5 or 6.
Yeah, nice and concise and tight content for a pay-per-view.
They're more like the old NXT takeover specials than they are pay-per-views now.
Which was Triple H's thing.
That's his thing, yeah.
That's him in his bag.
Yeah. Lesser matches, more of a spectacle with each match, and you can build it,
Less is more.
Yeah.
Except AEW likes to do more is more is more is more is more.
Yeah.
And they're not realizing that doesn't work. The hell's wrong with them?
Yeah.
I'm done.
That's weird. It's created a whole different subculture of fans, which are militant, and it's that I find.
I called them the weirdos.
Yeah, remember back in the day there were Fed weirdos or WWE weirdos that no matter how bad WWE TV was, they were like, no, it's the greatest thing ever.
No.
Especially around like 09, 10, 11.
Yuck.
Like I'm talking like, guest host era Monday Night Raw.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah. But there were people online and that stuff that were like, no, this is the greatest stuff ever.
Yeah, they were just in delusion because, the thing that they loved had become crap and they didn't want to accept it.
And then now we have people that are like, oh, anything AEW puts out is 10 times better than WWE. It's like, well, it's not everything, guys.
It's nothing. Nothing they put up.
Especially over the last few months, it's been nothing. So
this whole year, let's just call it the year of 2024 has been WWE's year where they sank AEW sank itself.
Yeah, I don't think WWE has sank AEW. I think AEW's shot itself in the foot multiple occasions.
It shot itself in the gut.
Yeah. Let's just see what happens. So, so nothing really else that I can say that we need to catch up on or anything and that stuff. We can hype
the magic word.
Oh, Ketchup!
I think we're all caught up, are we?
Ketchup!
Ketchup!
There we go.
But are we all caught up?
I think we are. Much like the claw game at your local bar, the prize is dropped.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was more like dropping the mic. I was dropping the ketchup, but
the claw.
The claw. Oh, you're scared of the claw.
No. I'm thinking of the claw from Toy Story. The claw. Oh,
I'm thinking Liar Liar with Jim Carrey.
Oh, okay.
You're scared of the claw, and then the stepdad. Oh, you're scared of the claw. Oh, it's gonna get you. Anyways, go back and watch that. It's a Jim Carrey classic, everybody.
It is. It's a great one. Yes, definitely. So we'll be back hopefully here for Survivor Series because I definitely want to hit on that one on Survivor Series weekend.
We also have an ECW show that we need to go through.
That's when people will see us prior to. Yeah, we'll have to sit down here in the next couple of weeks and figure out a date. But yes, the next time you'll see us will be for a classic retro Nitros take where myself, you, Mr. TL, and our third contributor from time to time, the unforgettable CraigPFraser.
Should we call him? No.
I gave him a link for tonight. I don't.
Should we just call him and put him on this podcast?
He might be sleeping. I don't know.
Dude, you're invading my boundaries. All right. No, but we will have a lot of fun with this ECW one that you have picked. I'm going to have some very interesting takes on it that you may not expect.
I'm going to sit down and watch that because I've pulled the tape. I've put the copy of the tape up on the drive so you guys can watch said program, but I haven't watched said program yet to make my notes. So I have to
about that, here's a little sneaky thing I can tell everyone.
Okay.
Is that I watched a bit of your version that you put up. That's a recording from the tape.
Yes.
From the actual.
It's the actual pay-per-view line record. Yeah.
Exactly. Now you put that one up and I use the audio from that.
Yeah.
And then I watched the video of the WWE Network version.
Ah, okay.
Because the color is so much better. The definition is so much clearer.
Well, they have access to all the master tapes and stuff like that and everything. This is
right. But the audio on yours is so much better because they use the real music.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't fuzz out the crowd and stuff.
That's right.
The only times where it gets a little messy is when on the original they're doing commercials for upcoming events. They just cut those right out on the network.
Yeah.
Like, we'll be in Baltimore on this. Like, no, those are just not there on the network version.
Yeah.
But yeah, using your audio with the picture from the network was just beautiful.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that I helped enhance your experience.
Yes, and I felt like you doing the mastery things on the computer, be like, the sound is synced. It is perfect.
It's very mad scientist-y.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially at like 3 a.m. when you're like, oh, yeah.
But that event,
thunder, lightning going on and that stuff. And So next couple of weeks we'll do it. It was my pick. I chose, I should say, ECW Anarchy Rules 1999. We will do that next couple of weeks and give our 2024 outlook and take on this because, yeah, I'm interested in getting your guys' opinion because we've done WWF pay-per-views from that era. We've done WCW stuff. We haven't done an ECW show yet, so that's going to be our first. So we'll do that.
And I was shocked what I saw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some views that I didn't think I had before, and now
I'm
watching it through.
Forward to this. I'm looking forward to this, and I'm also looking forward to Craig with this.
Yeah,
just because I'm not sure how much of the original ECW Craig has watched.
Probably zero.
Probably zero, since he's the newer fan to everything. So, but I think he'll have a lot of just feedback and stuff and everything. It'll be good.
But I think we've done our job here tonight.
We have, yes.
We are all
catched up.
No, my keyboard.
Oh, what? Are you okay over there? Did it break? Do you have ketchup on your keyboard? Oh, you do? Oh, boy. How bad is it?
I don't want to look.
Well, if you are in computer tech, you can reach Mr. TL on Twitter at
TMLoutan. Yeah, it's so tomatoey.
Well, you know what to do. Go grab some fries and just dip that in there. I'll get it off.
You go to hell.
I'm Kellen Nitro right here, so you can reach me right there. All right. And that's it. Later days. Happy wrestling watching, folks. This was our, I guess, summer of 2024 catch-up show.
Stop saying catch-up, you fuck.
That's catch-up. That's what we did. And, yeah. We'll see you next time here on Nitro Maniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited. Do take care, and goodbye.